Hello, this is Henito and welcome back to the world of Dread Delusion. In this episode we are going to cross the bridge and go to the pub, apparently, because we need to meet a contact there to learn more about where Vela Calose could be headed. Ooh, you're an impressive dragon. I keep seeing this dragon flying across the skies, and I'm really worried that at some point it's gonna try and land on my head. I already paid this person to let me loot the building. Hello? Oh, is this where I can upgrade my weapons? 3 to create a steel sword. Wow. I would love to. Unfortunately, I don't have that much iron ore, so I guess at some point I need to go back and explore where I've found iron ore before, because stuff does seem to respawn in this game. This is the map maker who we'd met previously. Okay, so cool, we should be able to get over here. Hi. Greetings. The bridge is closed unless you're the bearer of a genuine apostatic union passport. So if you've not got one, get lost. I've got a passport right here. Seal looks good. I'm not seeing any signs of magical forgery. Yep, looks like you can pass. Thank you. I wonder if we could have joined Vela Calose. Was that an option that we had back there? When I told her we were there to arrest her, could I have chosen to really just join her? Or would she have just laughed at me and abandoned me? This looks awesome, but also rather frightening. I'm constantly worried about strange monsters appearing out of nowhere in this game. Oh look, there's a little goblin down there. We're not so worried about goblins, but we look like we're encumbered. Is that what that image means? Let's see, where's our status? Do we have a status screen anywhere? Fatigued. Your stamina is low, so you have become fatigued, which has reduced all your main attributes by 1. Ow. To recover, rest in a bed or use a stamina potion. Oh, okay. I mean, we could rest in the bed where the dreamer lives, or we could just use a stamina potion, I guess. I might choose to just use a stamina potion for now. I don't know how rare they are, or when we get the ability to craft them. But yeah. Okay, so now we should be okay. We'll also heal up before we take on any goblins. I really do want to upgrade my sword though. I really regret spending my ore on that bed now. That bed that I didn't even get. There we go. We managed to hurt the goblin somewhat. Ow. Ow. Is it just me, or do you have much longer reach than I do, sir? But we do have the ability to dodge. So I guess I just need to remember what button it is. Ooh. There we go. Goblins now consider you disliked. Oh. I didn't know that the goblins had any opinion of me whatsoever, but I guess now, yeah, they don't like me. Which seems like a shame. Maybe they would like me better if they got to know me. And if I didn't indiscriminately murder them, they might get along with me. They might find me interesting. Now, are there any mines around here where I could get some metal? Because I'd really, really love to upgrade my sword. It would have been so nice to come into a new area with a steel sword. Man, what a luxurious idea. Wow, this area is pretty big. There's a big waterfall up there. There are goblins, obviously. And then there's this town. I'm going to head for the town. Because I'm guessing that's where we need to be. Hi, are you friendly? Are you going to kill me? Can I talk to you or... No? Okay. Well, as long as you don't stab me in the back, we'll be fine. Oh. Well. Seems like a friendly place, I guess. Boxes! Man, at least the boxes in this game actually have things in them. Not throwing shade at any other specific game that I played recently where I was continuously opening boxes and finding nothing! But it is nice to open boxes and actually find items of use. Hello? Anyone here? To talk to a lowly prisoner such as myself? Oh, this must be the pub. Looks like a lovely place. What's this? Calling all denizens of the Apostatic Union, our land is beset with the most terrible famine. Can you sit idle while your crops fail and your loved ones perish? We all know who is to blame. The god worshipper, the cultists. For too long they have uttered their dread prayers from the fringes of society, bringing terrible omens upon our lands. Our polymath humbly requests the aid of every denizen in this matter. Visit the Apostatic Union's council building in the centre of town to inquire further. Interesting, so more quests. To be sold, Thornwood Manor. A 200-year-old manor, once stately and fine, has fallen into disrepair. The manor grounds comprise an entire island just off the south of Hallowshire. With the right investor, this could be a thriving estate once more. For inquiries, visit the clerk in Hallowtown Council. Are you telling me we can have property in this game? Because that is a delightful idea. That reminds me of Fable somewhat. I used to love investing in property in Fable. That was one of my favourite parts of the game. Well, that and being a badass, ambiguous hero who could be both good and evil, as I saw fit. Is that the manor house? Or is that the manor house? It's hard to know. Ooh, yes. Paradoxicus, thank you. Don't know what that's used for, but I'm sure it'll be useful. Okay, so our contact should be in here somewhere. Let's just... Can we put away our sword? Thank you. I don't want all these nice people to think that I'm threatening them. They've had one too many? Oh, okay. I guess they're not much good for conversation then. Let's just leave them to it. Hello. Welcome to the Wobbly Noggin, friend. You look like the adventuring sort. So take some advice from an old fool. If you're exploring the countryside, come back and rest often. Stupid question, but why should I rest often? Rest often? Rest often. It might not feel like it at the time, but almost everything you do builds fatigue. Your stamina threshold will lower, and you'll find yourself weaker. You won't just be worse at swinging a sword, you'll even fumble at picking a lock and other skills. Oh. I guess that's why I was having such trouble opening the mine door the second time. But finding a safe place to rest will restore your fatigue to full, so always consider stopping off at an inn. Thanks, friend. That's actually very useful information. Keep an eye on the Neuron Star, friend. It's got a 12-hour pulse cycle, and most of the shops close when it's dark. If you're used to the longer days and nights of some mainland Union countries, you may find it strange. What can you tell me about the Neuron Stars? Well, I don't know where you're from, but many people live their whole lives in the cycle of a single Neuron Star, believing all days and nights to be the same. But the world is wrapped in a blanket of unconnected Neuron Stars, and each one is different. They all travel in regular movements though, and pulse brighter at certain times. Hallowshire's star circles all the surrounding islands every 12 hours. It pulses brightest at noon and shrinks to be darker at night. People here will sleep more often and for less time than a place with a longer cycle. So of course there are some places so far from a Neuron Star that they're trapped in perpetual night, and others where a single day can last hundreds of hours. Fascinating. Should I set my home crystal here? Yes, I think we will. This is an inn, so we'll be able to rest here presumably. Ooh, do you mind if I... Oops, I just shut myself out. Do you mind if I just look in your basement? I'm sure you won't mind. Can't carry any more lockpicks, damn it. But I can still carry money and whatever's in this chest. Beer? Mug full of frothy beer. Beer is cheap in the Skylands, mostly derived from fermented mushroom pulp. It's exported to the far corners of the Apostatic Union. So does it have any actual uses, or is it just for funsies? Welcome to the Wobbly Noggin. If you're in need of a rest, we've beds and ale aplenty. I'm looking for someone. Ah, and who might that be? Do you know of Vela Calose? He chuckles. What kind of innkeep do you take me for? I've heard more stories about Vela than I can recount. The Darkstar mercenaries fought in the Slevian Mutiny, the Battle of Weeping Wizards, and both sides of the Wiccan Uprising of Hawkney. They've taken coin from Riovan councillors and occultist villagers alike. He leans on the bar. When folk ain't been spilling each other's blood, they've gone a-plundering. Emberian ruins, Wiccan shrines, and you know the tomb of the deathless Dynast king? That was them that stole his face. Oh, lovely. He leans in so close you can smell his breath. Some folks say she's a saint who's gonna right the wrongs of the Union. Others say she's a devil who leaves a path of chaos in her wake. But you know what? He jabs the table. He jabs the tables, eyes wide. She were here once. 2 years ago, her and her load of crew. They kicked everyone else out. Must have been 50 of the sods getting pissed as skyfish. And I saw that she weren't no saint. She weren't no devil. She were completely shit-faced. He guffaws, wiping a tear from his face. I did warn her about that Typhos rum. We made more coin that night than most weeks, I reckon. Okay, I had other questions. I'd buy a drink. Can I rent a room? I don't know if I need a room right now. What questions can I ask you? Do you know of any work going? Can you tell me about the Hallow? What's with the skull? Do you know of any work? Well, I've heard Vernon Burstein's looking for adventurers. Not sure what he's after, but he's the richest man in town, so I dare say it's worth a punt. Go to the Winged Merchants Guild on the main road if you're interested. Okay, thank you. I guess I won't ask my other questions. I'm instead going to go and look for my contact, which I'm guessing is probably you. The man drums his fingers on the table as his eyes dart around. He does not look at you as he speaks. Be gone with you. I'm waiting for someone. That person is me. I'm with the Inquisition. You're Vela's quartermaster. I've been looking for you. His eyes snap towards you. So you're the agent? Must admit, I expected someone a little more, he spits, inquisitorial. I'm a confessor, more of a prisoner than an agent. He laughs, but his eyes stay on you. Ah, so you're with the Confessor Division. That explains it. Those bastards. They mean to insult me by sending one of their expendable rabble. They've hunted me for years, and now they don't even deign to send an agent. He looks around. At least, not to my face. He hisses, teeth grated. So, out with it, Confessor. Has she found it yet? Is it alive? Has who found it? What are you talking about? Bella, you inebriated fool. Who else would I be speaking of? For a moment, he simply stares at you, brow furrowed. Ah, they really haven't told you anything, have they? I may as well be speaking to a silk slug. Do you at least know where Vela is? She escaped on a sloop. He nods. Sounds about right. She'll have gone to the Underlands to rendezvous with any dark stars that are still loyal. He gazes out the window pane. Of course, the question is where? The Underlands are far larger than the Sky Realms. She could be anywhere. What are the Underlands? He frowns at you. Surely you jest. What are the Underlands? Will you ask me about the Neuron Stars next? No, I learned about them just a moment ago. No, really, what are the Underlands? His frown deepens. They're the lands that are under the Sky Realms. Did they extract your mind with a hook in that cell? Seeing your blank expression, he sighs. When the world was destroyed in the World Rend, over 400 years ago now, its surface was turned into an inhospitable hellscape. Those lands are the Underlands. Ah, okay. How do you know Vela's gone there? She hunts something there. She has done for years. Something of terrible power. I can't tell you exactly what it is, only that she plans to use it to meddle with reality itself, which could be the doom of us all. Can you help me find Vela? That's the deal that I've struck with your Inquisition, isn't it? Hunt my former comrade and my Darkstar crewmates for the polymath's pardon. After this, I'll be a traitor to everyone. He sighs, leaning back. Well then, Confessor, we may as well get to know each other. What did you, he waves his hand around, do before rotting in a cell? I was a socialite, don't you know? Ah, a hard day's work was beneath you, was it? Well, looks like the tables have certainly turned, but that silver tongue didn't serve much good in that damp cell now, did it? Excuse me, I was very charming to the corpse in the corner, I'll have you know. Anyway, it doesn't matter now, eh? You've lost it all. Hit rock bottom. That's something I can respect. He smirks and raises his drink to you. As for myself, my name is Jack Basalt. I suppose you've heard of me. He takes a sip from his tankard. I've not heard of you, no. Captain Basalt, the shame of the Union Navy, does it matter? I don't know, do we want to insult him? All these will probably insult him. He seems like a man who's just going to be insulted either way. He chokes on his drink, sputtering. Well, I guess not everyone has heard the stories, eh? For a little time, I was the most respected captain in the Union Navy. I took orders directly from Admiral Calose, Vela's father. For 5 years, I trained Vela aboard my ship. When Vela defied her father and fled to become a mercenary, I followed. I gave up my rank, my station, my ship, to spend my years cavorting with Wiccans and pirates. Shame of the Union Navy, they banded me. He stares down into his drink, but I kept her safe. Was that not also my duty? So you trained Vela? Aye, Vela and the Emberian. Though they'd been schooled at the academy, their father wanted them to sling their hammocks and tie their knots like regular sea dogs. And so they did, through blizzards, cipher storms, and cannon volleys. Those sisters thrived until the Daishan massacre. He thumbs the rim of his drink. I won't speak of that here, not here. But that was the day Vela decided to leave the Navy and her father. That was the day we became mercenaries. So why are you hunting her? You have to understand, I love that girl like she's my own. I've seen her grow from a headstrong child into a fierce captain. And there was a time when we were sailing together as Darkstars, when I thought she might be the greatest of them all. So to see her fall into barbarism and villainy has been hard. I can't abide by what she's done, or by what she will do. She seeks to save us, but she'll likely doom us. So I have to stop her, you see, for her own sake. Right, so how will we find her then? You're asking me? As I said to your masters, I can provide naught but shreds of information. You'll have to do the rest. What I have for you are 3 names. Names of former Darkstar mercenaries who were part of the mutiny. Couldn't stomach Vela's wild ambition. Together, maybe the lot of us can track her down. What's this about, a mutiny? A few years back, Vela found a map. A map that pointed to something impossible. She'd use it to make a heaven of the Sky Realms, she said. Change the fabric of reality so folk don't know poverty or injustice or even death. I'm sure she believed it, believes it still. But for a lot of us Darkstars, it scared us witless. You just don't go meddling with things like that. Unless you want to die screaming. We tried to convince her, to make her see reason, but she took us down into the Underlands anyway, on that mad pursuit. So we mutinied, and the Dark Stars spilled their own blood on those skyships. In the end, Vela escaped with those loyal to her, and the rest of us scattered to lick our wounds. A wicked time that was. Okay, tell me about these mercenaries. First there's the Emberian, called that because folks say she's the last of her kind. Of course that's pure squid shit. If she was Emberian, she'd be 400 years old. I've heard talk she's somewhere in Hallowshire. Okay, so she's close. Next there's the Endless Duchess, a powerful cipher wizard. She went back to her ancestral home in the Endless Realm. And like all those you'll find there, she's cursed to never truly die. He smirks, which means she really is hundreds of years old. Finally there's Caxton Frost, a genius of the Clockwork Kingdom. That man could engineer a skyship from a sack of junk. Last I heard, he returned to his homeland. And you're sure they'll help us? Am I sure they'll follow you to their certain deaths? Of course not, you fool. They'll probably try and cut your head off. But if you want to find Vela, you're just going to have to ask nicely. And if they do agree... You lot must have captured Vela's fortress, the Blinding Light, correct? I heard the cannon fire from here. Tell you what, I'll head there myself after this little chat. And if you find any of those Dark Stars, send them there and all. Gear fixes you with a grim stare. And that thing Vela's looking for? She mustn't use it. Nobody must ever use it, you hear me? If you've any sense, you'll make sure it stays buried down there. He shifts, suddenly nervous. Right, well I think we're done here. Okay, I'll get going. Alright, I'll be at the Blinding Light. Cool. So, we're hunting her former compatriots then. Well, hunting, gathering more like. What's this? A guide to the Honorific Isles by Niccolo Lopo. Oh, interesting. Okay, so this looks like it's quite a long book. So I'm going to go through the pages. You can pause the video and read if you want. I'm not going to read it out right now. But yeah, so if you want, please feel free to pause the video so you can read this for yourself, if you're of the mind. Okay, so is there any treasure upstairs? That's what I want to know. Oh, another book. Same applies to this one, I'm afraid. Ooh, a lockpick. Oh, I failed. Hey, we succeeded. Is there something hidden up here then? Money and a delusion. Thank you. You embrace a delusion. Hey. We do like embracing the odd delusion. But anyway, we've run out of time for this episode. But thank you so much for watching. In the next one, we'll be heading deeper into Hallowshire to see if we can find the first of the Dark Stars. I believe that's the Emberian. I think he said she's in Hallowshire. If you enjoyed this, please leave a comment, like, or subscribe to the channel to see the next episode. In the meantime, take care and stay safe. Bye bye.